Hello everybody. Where am I? There I am. Hey everybody, it's me, it's Andy Decade. Andy here. How you doing? Pre-show at the moment. We've got Orange. Hello, Orange.
Yo.
And we've also got Big D today. Hey, Big D.
Hello.
And I've got both of them with React images. I panic rushed to get them both operational, but we got there, which was good. So when you talk, your little icons will flash now. Orange's was working. The one that wasn't working was Big D's. So now, Big D, you have a little flashing icon. You're special now, baby.
Yes, welcome to this fully operational podcast.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly. Decent amount of news. Not a lot of separate stories because thankfully TFW kind of compiled a lot of the big toy reveals this week into one big news story, which was very kind of them to do because it makes it...
Isn't it just?
A little easier for me, at least, to get through it all. At least on my computer and whatnot. A few of the smaller stories, but yeah, a lot of legacy reveals. Was it expected that we were going to get these reveals? It kind of took me by surprise. Was there a live stream or something?
No, there wasn't a live stream at all this week. It all just kind of got revealed on different posts over the course of like 2 days, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure it was it was announced via social media that they were going to reveal these and have them up for pre-order last week. But yeah.
Okay,
I wonder why they didn't do it through a stream then. They usually do. Or they have been doing it for a while. Odd. Strange little thing, I suppose. Yeah, a little bit odd. Shall we get... I think we can get straight into the podcast because we probably have lots of opinion on these fucking toys.
So many opinions.
All right. I'll start the music, and then we can get pooping. Music time!
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy Decade Andy, and I'm joined here by two boys, two Ladarinos. It's Orange and Big D. Welcome, Big D.
Hey, dude.
And welcome, Orange.
Yo.
Are we ready to go on an exciting adventure through the dungeon of tomorrow today?
I suppose so.
Let's see.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about future releases. So it makes sense, you know. What I said is somewhat factually true. I was trying to think of something Trey-guardy, which won't mean anything to Orange, but it does mean something to Big D. Because you guys you guys in, is it Canada you're from, Orange, or is it America Land? I can't remember offhand.
America Land, yeah.
America Land. Yeah, you guys never had Nightmare, did you? Not. Nightmare was a live-action game show that was kind of like VR D&D, let's just say. Is that a good way to describe it, Big D?
I think so. It was a very particularly British thing because there were a few variants on different channels in the UK, of course BBC and ITV.
You mean over the years, right?
Yeah, but Nightmare kind of ran with it longer than any of the others and probably did it better. Because I can remember some of like the educational stuff on BBC Two tried running with it and it was weird.
Educational? Like which ones?
Oh, well, they had a slot between like 10 and 12 back in the day that they would have like open university shows.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes they would be using like a sci-fi framework to try and get the lessons across.
Okay.
And you have to bear in mind, this is mid-80s BBC, where their science fiction was very low budget and cheap, and also the writing was deeply, deeply weird and disturbing. So this bled across into some of these shows because, well, quite often, I mean, Nightmare, if you made a mistake, they said your character returns to the end of the dungeon, that's you run over. No, in these shows, they actually did say, if you walk off the edge, it's obliteration. If you get struck, you'll be obliterated. And that's what happened.
Because they couldn't say die, so they had to use a different term, right?
Yeah, but they actually did an animatic to show the individual being disintegrated.
Well, to be fair, in Nightmare, they did have your skin slowly peeling off of the little animatic for the health bar, which was kind of weird.
True.
That sounds fun. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're interested, Orange, it's a pretty dated show by this point, but it's I think kind of interesting to look at. Nightmare with a K, because it's nights.
I mean, it was very much of its time, but for everyone involved committed to it quite.
Yeah,
and that's the key thing with a lot of these. Is you have to commit to it. And
they did a good job. I liked it back in the day, at least. Yeah. But we're here to talk about Transformers for the week. Are we all excited for Transformers, boys?
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, we may as well get right into it with talking about the New Age H62 Louis, which is the New Age version of Legend Scale Blaster. As is the way of things, he has interchangeable hands. So he has hands, he has speakers, he has gun, and he has his partner, Ramhorn and Rewind. So he actually comes with a decent amount of things. And Ramhorn and Rewind both transform as well. If you want the other ones, I assume, we don't have any information about this, but I assume it will probably be coming with the toy, the toy deco of this guy. That's what my bet is, because this is the cartoon style of Blaster. I reckon when they do the toy version, it'll have Steeljaw and is it Eject or Rewind? Which one did I say?
Eject. Rewind.
That's right. Yeah. So they'll come with Eject.
Yeah.
We got a few promo shots. He's got his stupid gun, which I always thought kind of looked dumb. How do we think about Blaster? Orange, what do you think about New Age Blaster? Is he blasting your socks off?
No, I still have my socks on, unfortunately.
Oh, shit.
Wow. He does look like Blaster. His gun looks like his gun, unfortunately.
Yeah. You're not too impressed then?
I mean, he does what he's supposed to do, yeah.
What about you, Big D? What do you think of Blaster?
I do like how it looks, although I'm oddly more impressed by one, how adorable Ramhorn looks, and how good Rewind looks.
For the scale of them, yeah, because these would be, I guess those two would be Micromaster scale, probably. If they're going to be fitting inside a Legends figure, which is the Legends scale for New Age is not super big.
I would say they're smaller than if Blaster's Legends.
Maybe, I'm not sure. So, but either way, I think they're doing pretty well for the size.
Yeah, I mean the proportions on Rewind look fantastic.
Yeah, he's just got the problem of being like Judge Death in Roger Rabbit, aka he's been ran over with the steamroller a little bit. It is a little bit of a problem that we've seen with like cassette humanoid dudes, especially with third-party ones. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing like fans' toys, and their cassettes are like this. They're very flat, shall we say, because they're trying to be a reasonably proportioned cassette.
Yeah, but I mean, for all that, I'm seeing he's got boulder in the shoulders, waist swivel. I'm not sure if that's just paint or if that's actually a pin for an ab crunch. He's got a decent range.
An ab crunch, yeah.
He's got an ankle rocker. In the
honestly. Honestly, I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Orange.
I think he and I have I have an opinion like this of a lot of third-party toys. They sort of fall into like an uncanny valley for me. I guess I'm too used to Hasbro figures and in what the cartoon looks like, and this sort of is like. I wouldn't say an in-between. It's trying for the cartoon look, but it's sort of, it's kind of, it's hard to explain, like the uncanny valley, right? And this Rewind is that to a T.
Okay. So it's just a feel that you get from it, but you can't really put your finger on exactly what it is.
Yeah, another thing, he looks too humanoid. I mean, that's what he's supposed to be, but like maybe I'm just used to the short and squat cassettes of Hasbro. That's probably it.
The lower budget of what Hasbro is able to achieve with a smaller budget. I think that would make sense. We have Jubal in chat. Hey Jubal, how's it going? Hope you're doing well today. I do like Ramhorn's little tiny legs. Oddly enough, Ramhorn is not nearly as flat as Rewind. He's actually got some stockiness to him, which I think helps his proportions a lot more. If he was as flat as Rewind, he would look. He'd look like the original G1 toy, very flat.
I like how Ramhorn's rocket pods fold out of the sides.
Yeah, that's neat. Yeah, it's not like a separate piece. They're just kind of part of the cassette mode. Yeah, it's good. I mean, we've had so many blasters over the years, both legit versions and third-party versions. I do kind of agree. It's like, it's another fucking blaster.
Yeah.
It's hard to get super excited, but I do think for the scale that they're going for, the articulation, because you can see this guy is loaded with pins everywhere. So he's got multiple like double joints, knees, the hip swivels, all that jazz. For the Legend scale, I think it's really good. The face is pretty accurate. One thing about the face sculpt, it actually has an emotion on it, unlike 90% of Hasbro figures. So that's nice to see. It's maybe a bit of a shame that this one doesn't have another face, because sometimes with New Age stuff, sometimes they give them an alternate face so they can express a bit more. But he does come with 2 cassettes, so what can you do? I'm not sure how I feel about the speakers. The speakers look... they don't look like speakers. They look like the Newt Newt that Pingu does. The Newt Newt mouth. Do you know Pingu, Orange? Are you unaware of Pingu?
I am unaware.
Okay. Have a
you're in for a ball.
Have a quick search on Google for Pingu and Newt. Noot. And then it's a claymation thing, so you'll probably quickly see. But would you agree with me, Big D? It's got the Newt Newt.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's not what the speakers looked like in the show. I'm
No,
pretty sure they just
much,
look like speakers.
They're much stockier.
Yeah, they
Not
were
as much like.
Yeah, they weren't nearly as long. I don't know why they made them as long as they did. It's a weird choice. Like I say, it's not a massive issue. It's just weird, right? It's odd.
I'll tell you what, I'll be intrigued to see if they do a comic. If they do a comic version, he has that different head sculpt.
The yellow
That'd be quite
face.
cool. No, I mean, but also with the visor.
That's right. Yeah.
That could be interesting. I mean, we know we're going to get a twin cast repaint at some point.
I mean, okay, so the New Age usually do about 5 repaints. So we've got the toy. Sorry, we got the cartoon. The toy will happen. Twin cast will happen. Shattered Glass will happen. Maybe comic, because I think what they'd probably do for because the comic look was the toy look, but with the yellow face, right? Head-wise, because that had a visor too, the toy version.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see that.
Think it would just come with an alternate head then, or a face?
No, no. You could just sell as a new thing. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't have to, but I would still assume that they would sell them with some sort of cassettes. So they'd probably we can't sell the heads together because we're gonna sell all the cassettes. So
I don't think New Age ever met a sculpt they couldn't resell many times.
Yeah. To be fair, I get why New Age do the amount of repaints that they do.
Oh, absolutely. I don't begrudge any of these companies doing that, because the cost it costs to actually design these things.
Yeah, especially for a third-party company, which isn't obviously as well backed as a full-on company. I think New Age is a bit more prevalent with doing it than other third-party companies. They do a lot.
It a lot more advanced as well. So
yeah, that's true. They don't kind of surprise you with it by going, "Oh, sorry, was this the one that you wanted? My bad." But yeah, generally, I think this is good. I can't ever get excited for a blaster because there's 5,000 billion of them on the market generally. But if you wanted one, I guess he's coming, and then his subsequent repaints will be coming along as well. Jubal says, "I'm actually not doing well." Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Jubal. I hope it's not too bad. He asks how we're all doing. Cracking on.
Not too bad.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's not too bad, man. I hope you can crack through it, as they say. But let's move on to Facebook, where a new toy company, I think, because I've not heard of these guys, called Null War Toys, are doing the M25/26 Armored Tank Transport. which seems to be a army vehicle version of Optimus Prime. I don't recognize this design from anywhere. Does anybody else?
I think this is from the old Dreamwave Transformers G.I. Joe series.
Which one?
The original World War II one.
Oh, okay. I didn't read that series, so that's might be why I don't recognize this.
I might be wrong, but I'm getting definite vibes for that. From
Kind of reminds me of the G2, like General Optimus Prime.
That as well, yeah.
Wasn't really, yeah.
Okay, I can see that. What do we, Orange? What do you think about the general design for this No War Optimus Prime? Who does have a very Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime face design? It seems.
Yeah, he does. I do like the aesthetic on this. It's it's definitely up my alley, and it looks the aesthetic looks really good. The face is, I mean, it looks, it doesn't look, it looks non-movie enough for me to actually like it. And I noticed his ears are like little smokestacks.
Yeah, I really like that design. That's a nice little idea for a little change, a little Optimus Prime twist, as they say.
Yeah.
What do you think of the vehicle mode, though, Orange? You didn't mention that.
Oh, let's see. Let's scroll down.
Because I'm not sure what kind of vehicle that is. Is that an actual vehicle? Do we know if this is a real vehicle? Big D, do you know?
I'm not sure. I'm getting big G.I. Joe vibes from this thing.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like something that exists. At least not to me. It looks too toy. It looks too much like a toy, like something that was just made because it kind of looks cool.
I mean, it doesn't really help that there's so much gappy panel to it as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, prototype. I assume those will not be there, especially the big gap on the front. I don't believe that'll be there for the finished version.
Yeah,
that's
that'll
insane.
probably look a lot cleaner once it's all done.
I hope so.
It has a trailer hook. Trailer hook too, on the back.
Yeah, I don't think that means he'll come with a trailer. It might mean it'll mean that he can use a trailer, but I'm not sure if he will actually come with one. Maybe he will. Be
interesting to see.
Yeah, Orange. What we didn't get your opinion on the vehicle mode, such as it is.
I really like it. I really do. It looks. Like you said, doesn't look like a real vehicle, but it looks like it fits in with like what a military would have, and it looks functional. It looks practical.
And what about you, Big D? What are your opinions on this gray prototype so far? Robot mode and vehicle mode.
I like it. I mean, it looks like it. I don't think it's necessarily a masterpiece in terms of engineering. I could be wrong on that, but I do like everything about it. I mean, like you guys said, the smokestacks on the head are a nice touch. There's a nice chunkiness to it, but also you can see there's plenty of joints to play with, so it's not, hopefully, not just going to be a stand-in for like a statue job. But no, the stuff like the fact that his spare wheel becomes his blaster, that's novel and looks groovy.
Is that meant to be like an ammo clip on top of the gun, do you think?
Possibly,
kind of like the Zaku designs for their guns?
The Zaku, bit of the old I can't remember if it was the Bren or Lewis gun, the Lewis machine gun.
Oh, look at this man knowing history and real guns. I'm like, oh, the cartoon anime gun. And he's like, an actual gun. Oh.
I'm sorry.
Well, I guess what the anime was based on, right?
Totally. Yeah, that's probably where they got the idea from Gundam.
Yeah, it's a look that's always unique when it shows up.
It's because it's a cool look for a machine gun. It's definitely not practical by today's standards, but it's a cool look. It's like the Tommy gun. The Tommy gun always looks like a neat gun.
That's because it is.
Yes, true.
A little bit. Yeah.
So for me, I'm never a big fan of the Optimus Primes who are just green, or any kind of color scheme that's just green. Practically for like a military vehicle, 100% makes sense. Understand why it's done. But green and gray does not make a super interesting poppy color scheme. It makes me feel like it's a background character. And with so much gray on the face and green, it just kind of mushes together and you kind of lose a little bit of detail. Maybe that won't be the case for when we see the final version. Maybe they'll have a way to make those details stand out a bit more. But for an Optimus Prime, having him just green and gray, you know.
I can get that. What about if the head was a proper orange and silver Optimus Prime head? Would that change your opinion any on that? Would that help make it pop a bit more, make it more distinct?
When you say orange, what do you mean? Like, which parts are we talking about? Orange, like the helmet part would be orange?
No, sorry, I meant blue. I don't know why I said orange.
Okay.
Jesus.
It's like...
Hi there.
Yeah, my brain's been funny today.
To be fair, I wasn't sure if you were meaning the Action Master version, which does have orange eyes, to be fair. Well, yellow.
Yeah.
You know. Yellow, orange? Which one? I don't even know now. What color eyes does... No, his eyes. I'm sure... No, his eyes are orange.
Yeah.
Orangey yellow. Yeah. Would it might help a little bit. It would make the head stand out more because it would be, it's blue on top of green. I don't know. It's an interesting look at the very least. I'm not sure about the vehicle mode because, as I mentioned, the vehicle mode doesn't look like a real thing. Maybe it will look like a real thing when it's painted. This is an interesting, at least, diversion from the standard Optimus Primes because you can tell it's some kind of truck, as like Orange pointed out. It has a trailer hooky thing in the back. Do we know what the standy up bit on the back is? That bit of plastic that just seems to stand up, protruding from the back.
I think that might be the trailer hitch Orange was talking about.
No, it's in front of it.
Yeah, the bit of plastic that's standing directly up.
I'm not sure on that score, to be fair.
No, I don't.
I mean,
it looks ugly. It doesn't look like anything. It
has to have a function.
I mean, part of me thinks that the trailer hitch that they've got molded is kind of like a fake piece, and that might be the actual trailer hitch that folds down.
Could be.
Because I think there's just enough length for it to slot in front of that trailer hitch.
Yeah,
that's molded into the back there.
It's definitely not all there, even if it isn't, I think.
Yeah,
I'll be interested to see how this comes together because this shows potential. Let's see how it pans out.
Yeah, I'm interested because, like we say, this seems to be a new company. It's hard to keep track of sometimes. For those that don't know, third-party companies sometimes start off as a combined third-party company, and then bits of that third-party company break off and make smaller third-party companies while still being part of the same third-party company, but under a different name. It's very faffy and weird. But,
totally not confusing.
No. I wonder if it's like legalese nonsense, the reason why they're doing it, or any other reason, or if it's just fuck it, we don't care. Might just
They're
be
off
that,
to a good start, though. I wish them luck.
Yeah, if this is their first one, it's looking pretty okay, I would say. Pretty okay indeed. Shall we move on?
Let's.
All right. Fans Hobby have shown more images of their MB27 The Shield team. You'd be shocked who these guys are. They're the Shield team, the Armada race minicons from that show, Armada, where the race minicons turn into a shield. The Sky Boom Shield. Which is always a bit of a silly name, but we've got some, not renders, but some prototypes of each of the individuals. Was Swindle one of them? Because Swindle, that looks like Swindle in the middle.
It does. He wasn't part of the team, but there was a race car that looked that looked like him, but wasn't exactly the same.
I mistook him for like not a retool, like the same mold, but he isn't. I don't even think they share any parts, but like they look like they should have been the same mold because it seems like redundant to have a different mold that's like exactly the same ult mode, the exact same robot mode. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It just confused me when I had a look at this image because I was like, is that not just Swindle? Because it like you say, it just looks like Swindle. And I don't remember they haven't done an Armada Starscream yet for Fans Hobby. So I wonder if they'll just, if they do one in the future, if they'll just bundle this one in and go, Swindle, don't worry about it. Because I could see that. That would make sense to me. We see images anyway of a flat, I guess what we could say is like maybe a animated, like cartoon accurate perfect version of the shield. So it's one piece of plastic. I don't know whether that is just a representation of the shield or if that's going to come with it. And then there's the transformed combined version of the shield. I think the gray bit of plastic or the big black bit of plastic is something that you're going to get with them. So if you want the anime kind of smooth version, you can have that. And we also see them in each of their vehicle modes, and we see the Power Links, their Power Links Prime, holding both versions, and the anime version is obviously a lot cleaner and looks better and bigger. Okay, I'm stupid. I needed to just look at more images. So the big bit of black plastic is a cover to go over the top of the shield, so you can make it look cleaner if you wanted, or they can just be individuals. So you can have two shields or one shield. Yeah, that's an interesting idea, I suppose. Big D, what do you think of the Sky Boom Shield team, the Shield team, I should say? Do you like them?
I think it's nice to have options. I mean, they've replicated the original designs pretty much spot on, just with all the articulation we expect from these guys.
Yeah, as best you can with the scale and what they are. Yeah, because I bet some of these mini con teams, to try and get them screen accurate, it would be a damned nightmare.
I mean, the basic shield looks like the shield from the original toy, which is no bad thing, because it's a perfectly nice bit of bonkers Takara design. But I like that they've got that anime accurate or the cartoon accurate cover that you can either use on its own or with the guys inside it, or you can use the toy accurate shield instead. It's nice that they're giving all these options to play with, you know?
Yeah, I would agree.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Does anything stick out to you as things that you don't like about it?
My only real issues are kind of, as much as I like how they've replicated the original team's alt modes and robot modes and made them actually have joints so they can be posed, they do just, it hurts to say that they do just look a bit dated. You almost wish that they'd kind of reinvented the wheel a bit and just gone, well, can we update these guys and make them look just better, so they look good in all three modes? I know they have to compromise a bit, and that's probably been a bit unfair to them. So
I think when you're in the design team, it is difficult to figure out, like, especially for Armada, which hasn't had much in terms of representation, either officially or unofficially. It's like, well, what do you do? Do you make them as accurate as you can, or do you try and do something a bit different? Yeah, I think there's at least if I was that, I would be hesitant about just like changing things up, because people, you're selling specifically to the Armada audience and you want them to buy it. So what did they want? Who fucking knows? I imagine they probably want it to be as accurate as possible, but maybe they, like you, would want it a little bit different.
Yeah, but I think this is the best compromise we could expect. You know,
I'd say so. Yeah. What about you, Orange? What do you think about these guys, this team?
Well, two main things. Number one, I think they're going to look better painted. The proportions and articulation and everything. And about that, I am pretty jealous. I mean, if they were MicroMasters, I'd be all over them. That articulation is perfect.
So would you like to see this company do MicroMasters? Is that what you're saying? I
do, yeah. I want to see it.
Now, for those not aware, orange means real MicroMasters, as in not just do Optimus Prime and Megatron and Soundwave. He means like do the actual MicroMasters, the real
Mudslinger and Powertrain and Swindler. Swindler.
Yeah, important distinction. No, similar.
Yeah. Blackjack.
Yeah.
Oh, Blackjack.
Road Handler.
It has loads of cool Big Daddy.
Flak.
Just think, over the year we've only really had like one Big Daddy.
Well, there was the bigger movie version. Yeah.
Okay.
They did that repaint of
Downshift. That's the one I remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember any others apart from that though.
Just two figures since the original for Big Daddy. Yeah.
Damn, what a shame. Yeah, for me, I think this is a pretty decent set. It has the flaws of having a Micromaster team that also has to be a thing that combines together to make a very strange shaped shield. So there's a lot of compromises in that of itself. You could say that the vehicle modes have a lot of gaps and indentations and stuff because of the amount of articulation these figures are made to do. So that makes sense as well. But I think generally you probably couldn't ask for a lot better from what they're trying to do here. Each of the minicons has the OG Micromaster, sorry, not Micromaster, Minicon port. If you look at the underside of them, they still have all of those pieces. So if you want
to, that's a nice touch.
Yeah, so if you want to put them onto the Power Master ports on the original toys, I'm assuming, I don't know if they do fit onto the original Armada toys, but I'm going to make the assumption that they probably can, so that's nice as well. Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. I'm interested to see what they do with the Requiem Blaster, because I don't know if you two would agree, but I think the Requiem Blaster was the worst looking of all of them, of the three teams.
I think it would be definitely challenging to nail that, even in an update.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure they've got it coming. I want to say I've talked about the prototypes for that before.
I think you have, yeah. I'm sure I've seen pictures of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
We've mentioned it. I'll be honest, I want to see how it looks once they bring it out.
Oh, yeah, sure, definitely.
To have an updated set of all three Minicon weapons, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder. I think Fans Hobby are going really slow with their versions of the Armada stuff. So if they want to do the entire line, it's going to take them a good long while before they get before they get through everything.
But it feels like they're taking that time to make sure they're getting things right, And that's...
Well, I think it's just production slow.
Well, that as well. But...
It's slow because they're also doing like their Master Force line as well, and that's kind of slow. Yeah. It's not like it is like GW. It just takes a while to do things, especially when you're a third party company, unlike Hasbro. Sorry, not Hasbro. GW. I guess we can move on to. I've talked about this, but we got more images of it, so I can ask you to. And we also saw the vehicle mode for the Lego Bimblebee. This is just another excuse to try and bully Orange into getting Lego, basically. So we've had some fancy images. There are also pricing. And piece counts and all those things that fucking nerds love. So, price point on this is going to be in European Euro-dollary dues, 89.99 European dollars, which aren't real money, 79.99 British pounds, which are silly money these days. It used to be real money, but it's not now. And in US dollars, which are, oil money, that's 89.99 US dollars. So, same as Euro dollars. It's going to be 950 pieces. And it's all out on the 4th of July. Oh, Happy America Day! Oh. Happy America Day. Here's Bumblebee.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes. Thank you for one of those. Yes.
for Bumblebee or America Day?
No, America Day. Thank you.
Okay.
I mean, I'm glad I saw more of him because I turns out I really don't like him.
Oh, really? Okay. So what is it that you don't like about him?
Oh, he's that aesthetic in that face. Wow, the face.
Yeah, I won't disagree that the face is they tried to make it 3D. It's clearly with two like slanted pieces pushed together, but it means that Bumblebee has kind of like a giant like his entire face is kind of a triangle. Which is
it's got a giant crease in his face.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, there are problems with it having to be Lego and restrictions with it having to be Lego.
His arms remind me of Legacy United animated Bumblebee, like the shoulders.
Legacy, which one? Sorry, Legacy
animated Bumblebee.
Oh, okay. I never got that one. So is that an insult? Is that like a harsh criticism? Is that like a fuck you, bro?
Honestly, it's kind of neutral. I mean, those shoulders aren't that bad. I mean, they're kind of wonky when you like when you're you have them open and you're just looking at the joints, but like when you have it covered up and how it's supposed to go, that's okay.
I mean, it's telling me that in all the pictures they haven't have him doing much with the shoulders, in all fairness.
Yeah, it looks like it's less articulated than that. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, his legs are literally long pieces of bricks.
Yeah, I thought for a second you were gonna say like One Piece, and I was gonna go, oh, they're definitely not One Piece, but I know what you mean.
Oh no,
That's a lot
Yeah,
of flat pieces smushed together.
Yeah, there's no knees there.
No,
I mean,
no.
he's kind of adorable. Not my cup of tea.
Is he though?
I think for what they're trying to do with Lego, I think it's a good attempt for the amount of pieces it has, which is 950. I think it's okay. They're also having to make it transform, which is not easy to do. You know, it's fucking Lego. You're meant to just kind of smush it together into one thing, and they've made it so it's transformable and make it curvy. Like Bumblebee is a very curvy. It's not an angular mode, unlike Optimus Prime, who's like way more angles for both modes. You know, he is a square in vehicle mode with then a rectangle on the bottom of him. Bumblebee is just like a... How the best? Bumblebee's like multiple halves of an Easter egg, right?
Just not assembled where you'd expect.
Yeah. Not angular, very smooth. So not the easiest thing to try and do. Like you say, the face is a little bit on the uncanny valley, slightly scary. Bumblebee's going to eat me side. He does have like, instead of hands, he has horrible claws, like Barricade from the first movie. More so than anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
The gun's fine. He can't hold it as well as I'd like him to. He's holding the handle at the very bottom when usually you hold it a little bit further up. You know, he's holding it like you would do an axe or a hammer. Which isn't quite right.
A gun. I thought that was a wrench. Okay.
But I do like the little things that they've given the figure. There is a little bumblebee. Little disc, which is quite cute. And the little stickers on the back of him, the I Love Cybertron, the Goldbug sticker, and the rollout sticker are quite nice. They add a little bit of character to him. I'm not sure that... I don't know if this will sell as well as Optimus Prime, because it's... Optimus Prime will sell to a lot of people because it's Optimus Prime, and people know Optimus Prime. Bumblebee is a big seller as well, but I don't know if he's as big of a seller as Optimus Prime. I don't think it'll do terribly, though. I think it'll still do well, but maybe not as well. And let me just say, if it's between this and Baradur, Bumblebee could get thrown in the fucking smelters of Iacon. This ain't no Baradur.
Yeah, but he also probably costs like a fraction of what Baradur is going to cost you, mate.
Well, Baradur's, I think it's either 400 or 500. This is like not even a fourth of it. But it's like Baradur's a lot more pieces. Baradur's 5,000 pieces. This is 900. So
I mean, to each their own. It's just not for me.
No. So this isn't the thing to break you, Orange.
Nah.
Not yet. Well,
I'd say I'm kind of Orange here. I'm not a Lego guy. I haven't been in years. I help my niece and nephew out with it when they need a hand with it, but I can appreciate the work that goes into both building it and designing it.
Yeah.
But if it's your thing, go for it.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of the toy people do videos on this. But again, if we want maybe not exactly comparable set, but another set that's kind of out at the moment that you could get instead of Bumblebee, I think the Dungeons and Dragons set is a bit more interesting. It's a castle with a dragon on it, and you get some like generic adventurers to go along with it as well. It looks a bit cooler. Bumblebee, not for me.
I'll tell you what, though, I fully expect the Lego nuts out there who pick this up to go at it to try and give them actual working knees.
That'd be interesting.
That still transforms.
I wonder, because I'm not a Lego guy, I wonder if there are any new pieces in this that are exclusive to this set. Because sometimes that's what happens, right? Sometimes for the Lego purist enthusiasts, and that, like, if you see some of these Lego enthusiasts, they're fucking crazy. There's some crazy people out there who fucking love Lego, who do I mean, Lego's so popular and so innovative that they had a stupid TV game show about it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say his face, but isn't that the same shape as Optimus Prime's mask down?
Well, but Bumblebee's face wouldn't be really worthwhile because it's got a print on it, so you can't really, unless that's a sticker, you wouldn't be able to use it for a lot of things. It's more like when I say a new piece, I mean like a specific shape. Like maybe you see on the front bumper how there's that like raised half circle thing. Yeah. That might be new because it's in yellow, and it's the first time that's in yellow. Maybe I don't know. I'm not into Lego, so who knows what the new pieces are, if there are any. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Lego enthusiasts, let me know. I'd be interested. But if that is a thing where there are a lot of new parts in here, people who are into Lego would just buy it for that. But as a Transformer person, it wouldn't be for me. Not for me. But I didn't want the Optimus Prime either, so I appreciate it though at the very least. Excuse me. Right, now on to the big fancy stuff, which was all compiled, thankfully, into one big news story. We had a load of legacy reveals not done in a stream for some odd reason, which no one here understands why, as far as I know, unless you were hiding something from me, boys, lads.
No. I was genuinely surprised.
Yep. So... what do we have? We have a lot of images to go through. We'll go in order of, the way that it's set up on TFW. So the first one we're starting off with is the Legacy Scout Legend Scale Geocron. Did I say that right? Geocron?
Yep, Geocron.
Yeah, another Headmaster's character, technically.
Is it?
Yeah, he was the rock dude in that one episode that I forget.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is a redo of the previous Lava Bike dude who is called what, Orange?
Not Magnius. Boulder Crash.
Boulder Crash. It's a redo of him. He is now in poo brown color, and he has a slightly different head design. That's really all there is to it. So I guess the question is, Big D, what do you think of this? Do you like it? Were you interested in Rock Lords that aren't actually Rock Lords?
I mean, I must admit, I've been looking at all of these guys and thinking, should I just get all of them in one hit? Now that they're kind of mostly out, This is, I mean, I wasn't really expecting a repaint of this figure at all. Certainly not in colours that are as close to the original version or as poorly chosen as this one, because he does look like shit.
I think it's meant to be clay, right? But or mud, but it does kind of just look like poo brown.
Yeah, they especially with all that texturing, they kind of aired there, unfortunately.
You know what someone should do? You see the bits of spiky bits on his legs, the bits that come out. Someone should paint those. What?
You're not going to say paint them yellow, are you?
I am.
Oh.
Hell yeah, get some corn.
Okay, all right.
Beware of the great mighty Pooh, because he's going to throw his shit at you.
Yeah, either clay or poo, you're going to be embarrassed once you get off that bike.
Yeah, that's true. It's a sad time. Yeah. One thing I'll say about it is I actually like the head sculpt. I think the head sculpt's pretty fun. It actually has an expression, which again is a fucking rarity, and I just generally think it's quite nice. But like Big D said, this color scheme is way too close, apart from it's more brown than it was red, to the other one. So they to me just look way too similar. And it wasn't that first on the previous one.
Purple's nice though.
Purple's nice, but again, it's just kind of
there.
It doesn't really add, like, purple and brown don't complement each other very well on the color wheel, and this it doesn't kind of come across here because he's primarily brown. I'm trying to think what would, with that amount of like another color, what would be better to throw in there, and I don't know. I don't know what color you could throw in instead of that purple that would make it look better.
I mean, the red that they use for his headlight is quite nice and poppy, but then he looks too much like the previous version, like in Fernac.
Yeah, what do you think, Orange? What do you think of this guy? Is there things that you change about him, or do you not like it, or what are your thoughts?
I would save the purple for like an Energon or dark Energon deco of someone, and maybe make this guy darker, sort of like a rich, fertile soil color, right? It still would maybe match the cartoon And maybe replace the purple with something darker like black or something around. Yeah.
I think if you wanted to keep the purple, you probably could have changed the brown poo color to black, because purple and black would kind of work well off each other.
Nice.
And then, like Orange said, you could work off the dark energon kind of idea. Maybe he could be like like something to do with Onyx. His name could be something to do with like Onyx. You know, Onyx kind of is black, right? If I remember, and it looks quite nice. We could do something like that, I guess. What do you think of the head sculpt, though, Orange? What do you think of that?
I really like the head sculpt. It matches the anime appearance a lot more. I think that's what they're going for this character. Yeah.
Is it a buy for you? Because it sounds like Big D's kind of maybe.
Yeah, I'll pick it up.
Okay. I not for me, obviously. Next up is kind of an obvious repaint that I saw people were surprised about, and I was like, really? You must be joking. I don't think you're being truthful. It is the redo of Galvatron or Megatron from Energon into Galvatron, or whatever the fuck it was called in Super Link. It's the purple version. One negative I'll say about this, which you can't really do anything about, is his yellow pieces. I would have preferred them to have been translucent orangey yellow, but to figure the scale that, that was never going to happen. It's just like his guns on his shoulders, to me, should be translucent because that's what they were. But again, it's not a big deal. This is just the kind of updated version. Orange this time, what do you think? Oh, he's also got the tank sword. I don't think the other one had the tank sword. I think it just had the tank, right?
Oh, no. He did have a tank sword.
Okay, my bad. Okay, I wasn't sure. What do you think of this one? Do you prefer this one, or do you prefer the original one?
Oh, between the two, I don't really care. I'm not going to get in.
When you started with like, oh, I was like, oh, he's going to have a hard opinion. I don't care. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the yellow I think is the best part. It goes with the black really well, but the like Galvatron colors in between is
the baby blue face is a bit weird as well, right?
Yeah. He's just too tiny and cute. I don't collect the scale. It's just.
Yeah, because you're a size queen. That's right. I keep forgetting.
Yeah. Geocron's supposed to be that tiny. Galvatron should be a lot bigger. I like a leader class. Give me a leader class version of this guy.
Ooh,
well, if you want to get a leader class version, you're gonna have to buy this one to show that there's interest. Unfortunately, that's how. I'm not being an asshole, but that's
how they do this.
No, you're right.
Yeah, because they'll be like, oh, everybody fucking hated Energon. It's like, yeah, but we still want like new toys of it. But you hated it. Yeah, I know. Shut the fuck up. Just make some new toys. Come on.
We wanted to buy it at a bigger scale, so we give you more money.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think, Big D? Do you prefer this one or the original? Because I didn't mention I like the original color scheme a lot more. I think that works a little bit better than this, personally.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of prefer the original color scheme just because it says Galvatron more to me than this version does. And because the original thing says, I've always thought of that as more being a version like the comics version of Galvatron almost.
Oh, okay. All right.
And for, the G1 UK comic coloring of him. And I'll be honest, I've not seen this version of Megatron in this color scheme very often. Because I can count probably on one hand the number of times I've seen pictures of the original Galvatron Energon toy.
Yeah. It's been a long time for me as well. Yeah. In all fairness.
It's not like Energon really stuck in a lot of people's minds. Everyone kind of remembers Armada, Cybertron, Energons for
it's because Energon fucked up everything, and they decided that we're going to continue on and fuck with every character, and nothing is going to make sense. It was a terribly written show, written.
And it's a shame because I mean, this is a perfectly well designed toy.
There's
nothing wrong with it. I mean, it transforms nicely. It actually does look nice in robot mode in terms of the design, because it is just an update of the original toy. Way more posable, ironically, for a figure that's like a quarter of the size.
Yeah,
true.
I don't disagree. I mean, translucent shoulder cannons would be nice, but at that scale,
Yeah,
you
it's
trouble.
not. It was never going to happen. It's just
Yeah.
it would be nice to
Yeah.
see. Is what I mean.
But I mean, if you're an Energon fan and you want a version of this figure, this character, it's kind of your only option, I'm afraid.
See, I still want to pick up the original version of this, the standard Energon Megatron at some point. It's on in-demand toys, but the problem is, in-demand, I'd like to get the Beast Machines Cheeto. I want to get the Energon Galvatron, but they don't have Tasmanian Kid, and I don't want to just buy two legend scale figures because that's stupid.
Don't they
for the
have
price point.
a special pack going at the moment?
Yeah, and it's got like one figure in that I want. And the rest of them, I'm just like, I don't fucking want any of these. And again, Tasmanian Kid isn't in that pack anyway.
I mean, Tasmanian Kid is very nice.
Yeah.
He says, looking up at the shelf above him, where it has him stood.
I don't fucking like it that the UK does not get Legends still. We still don't get them. The only way you can get them is through these online stores. They don't appear anywhere else. What shop do you go into and you see Legends?
I'm trying to think. I'm sure I've seen a few in Smith's on occasion.
No. They've never been up on the website. The Entertainer might have them. Smiths definitely don't. Smiths haven't had Legends for years, from what I recall. But yeah, I still need to pick up the original one. This one I'd happily skip. I don't like this one too much, to be honest. Excel Hedge says, Energon Decepticons were great and deserve new toys. Energon Autobots? No. Just no.
I mean, that is fair.
Yeah,
the Decepticons didn't have any of the gimmicks the Autobots for Celebrity, so they did look and handle a lot better.
I think a lot of the Autobot ones would have been better if they weren't strapped on with the
combining thing.
The land cross design toy aesthetic, which is fine for land cross, but I don't think it should have been the entire idea for their transformation gimmick. And Fatimus Prime was never loved, and Ironhide was fucking abysmal. Ironhide was shit.
I really loved Omega Supreme personally.
Omega Supreme was neat. Yeah, he was pretty cool.
Yeah, Landmine was pretty good.
Simple. Landmine and Springer were probably the two best Autobots, I think.
Landmine had a lovely robot mode, and then the armor you could strap onto him was just...
Oh, wait, not Springer, Bulkhead.
Well...
he was the very first Bulkhead in Transformers.
Depends on which continuity you go with, because didn't Japan call him Springer and America called him Bulkhead, or was it the other way around?
No, I think you're right. Yeah.
It's one of the ways.
That sounds right, yeah.
Nonsense. Bloody fucking nonsense. XL Hedge also says, Energon Rodimus was a great design. Yeah, I liked Energon Rodimus design. Yeah. I want a Cyclonus / Snowcat 2-pack. I wouldn't be... They could do Snowcat, and they could... Okay, here's how you do Snowcat. But Orange wouldn't like this because it wouldn't be in the right scale. You do him as a G.I. Joe crossover toy because he is a Snowcat. And then you repaint him into the Legacy version. The problem is he'd probably be Voyager scale and out of scale with everything else.
There is another way to do Snowcat.
Oh.
Well, it'd be a highly doubtful it would involve a bit of retooling, but you take the Siege Ironhide Ratchet mold.
Okay, hold on.
Because the front and the wheels, and then you give them like a flatbed with a missile battery and tracks.
Yeah, I hate that. But you're not wrong.
Okay, Andy. Compromise. Let's do him as a crossover with G.I. Joe, but let's scale him down to about deluxe. And
that's convenient.
The Joes could be maybe like Micromaster size. That'd be fine.
That's a great compromise, Orange. That's a fantastic compromise.
Yep. I knew you'd like it.
XL Hedge also says, Hasbro, give me a damned Armada Demolisher, you cowards. I'd be all right with the Demolisher as well.
Demolisher and Cyclonus in Legacy would be lovely.
Yeah. I'm thinking of like the only Armada. There's only a couple of Armada designs which I'd be like, no, I don't mind not having them. One of them Skids, because that was always a shit design. And I don't think I'd mind skipping. I don't think I'd care about Thrust, to be honest. The stupid penis head. I don't really need Thrust. Anyway, the next toy design, or the next toy reveal that we got is Slipstream, the unsurprising redo of the Cyberverse Windblade into a Slipstream. I have no idea which Slipstream this is meant to be, but it looks like none of them. Who'd asked last time? We'll ask Orange. Orange, what do you think of this slight retool?
I have mixed feelings. I like the mold. I do not. I mean, I do not like how it's executed. Like, it's trying to be something and it's not doing that. I like the colors. I like the mold. I do not like the just like they didn't even give her like mounted ion blaster null rays. Yeah. They're just handheld, and I think those are actually from the Coronation Starscream set. How the like little pegs, the handles are like on the end. Unless they're new molds, I don't think they are. But they don't even mount on her arms. Like I think that the only thing I like that says Slipstream to me is her head. I mean, the rest of it, no. I mean, like I said, I like the colors. I like the mold. I like it as a figure. I do not like it as what it's trying to be. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Do we know which Slipstream this is actually meant to be?
I think it's supposed to be Cyberverse.
Yep. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Nothing. Like, the closest Slipstream this looks like is the Legends version that Japan did.
Yeah.
And okay. What about you, Big D? What do you think of this Slipstream?
I'm kind of with Orange here. I mean, I've always liked the concept of Slipstream, that she's, a female seeker, and originally had a whole thing where she was Windblade's. She was like a weird Camion outcast or stuff, but I've liked the versions of her in more recent stuff, like with Cyberverse, where she took over the Seekers because she was more backstabby than Starscream, which is great. But this version, look, the figure based on Windblade is actually a really nice figure, but they could at least have changed the wings as well, because the wings were the big thing that gave. Because all the Seekers in Cyberverse shared the same wing design, at least. That classic F-14 style with the trailing edge. If she had that might have helped, but this design, I mean, I like how they've tried to do the nose cone in the chest as a faux cockpit paint job. In terms of the null rays, I've seen some people say that they might be able to clip over the forearms, but we're not sure yet.
Wouldn't Hasbro have shown that if they could have? Because it seems like weird if they could and they didn't show that off.
Although
they're 5mm, right?
The shoulder pads on Windblade have 5mm ports in the back, so those null rays would fit into the backs of her shoulders.
True.
But the problem is, when you fold her arms back, there is with the wings, there is no room for those to actually fit, even with that very small peg. So it's a very weird set of design choices going on here, which is a shame because she's a character who's gained a lot of traction among the community, the fan base, and again, especially in Cyberverse, where she had her biggest role to date.
But isn't that teal pretty?
Oh yeah, the paint job's gorgeous. that's the real killer. But the colors are lovely.
Yeah, I will say, lads, her boobs are different colors than her shoulders and wings.
Oh, I did notice that there's dark purple like on her shoulders, and I like that.
There's at least 3 different kinds of purple. There's her groin and forearms purple. There's the purple plastic for her shoulders and wings. And then there's her boob painting. I don't think that's intentional. I think that is just paint because of the paint. I don't think that's a deliberate choice because it doesn't look as good when you know. Well, I don't think it looks as good when you know.
I mean, the rest, most of the purple bits otherwise, but that's for plastic.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, It's odd.
It's like the yellows when you've molded a Bumblebee or Sunstreaker in yellow, and then you have the translucent plastic, and then you paint over it with a yellow, and it looks more green. And it doesn't look quite right, so it's kind of noticeable to me. I think this is pretty bad. This doesn't look like any slipstream that we should be going for. I would say the mold is not great. It's an okay robot, but in terms of like a plane, the plane is abhorrent. It is a messy, shitty kind of crap-looking plane mode. Big D's right. If you change the wings, that would have at least something to make it a little bit more distinct and different. The head doesn't look like Slipstream to me. It looks like Fem Starscream that you get someone drawing of G1 Starscream on Twitter. Because if you pop that head off and put that on a G1 Starscream, it's just going to look like Starscream to me. It's not Slipstreamy. And it's certainly not Cyberverse Slipstream.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I don't think this is very good. I didn't notice at first until Orange mentioned, because I sent Orange the image. I didn't notice that she wasn't having her null rays on her forearms. They were just in her hand. I was like, what the fuck? That's stupid. She's a seeker. She's meant to have them on the forearms. It feels like a cheap figure. And for all Hasbro's touting about like, oh, we're making more female characters. It's like, okay, but you're making shit toys of them. Make a unique mold. You just don't get one female mold and then go look at all of the 6 females we can get from it. That's stupid.
Yeah,
that's not.
And
good.
I think them investing in a like if they want to do like female seekers as deluxe, that's perfectly fine.
Sure. Yeah.
I think it would be nice to invest in an actual dedicated female seeker mold.
I mean,
absolutely.
you could make a slipstream, and then you could do for the Buzzworthy line the multitude of repaints that there were in Cyberverse, because there was like how many female seekers were there in?
I mean,
Nova
Thundercracker
Storm,
was a female.
Acid Storm.
Yeah.
Oh, in Earthspark, there's also Skywarp that they could.
To be fair, the female body or the female seeker in Cyberverse, if I remember, you can correct me, was mostly the same for the male body, so there was no difference.
Mm-hmm.
So they were. You could even have like Thrust and Dirge and the other bizarre colors, and you just make a new head for them, and you could put this in this 3-pack or 4-pack or 5-pack, and just be like, here's the Cyberverse like army filler pack or whatever. So they could have done that, but they went, no. Fuck it, it's Cyberverse, so who gives a shit about Cyberverse? And it's also Slipstream, so who gives a shit about Slipstream? That's kind of how it feels. And you might be like, Andy, that's a bit too harsh. And it's like, how many repaints did we get out of? It was the
Starscream, Sideswipe.
No, the female mold specifically, because there's been a few female molds who would just have like multitudes of.
Oh, you had.
Yeah, RC had a few.
You had the Combiner Wars, Power of a Prime. Well, no,
it was Siege. It was Siege I was thinking about. The Siege,
Siege as well. Yeah,
she got multiple uses of that a lot, and most of them were just like, you could just make a new figure, but whatever. Okay, so I'm afraid I'm not down with this. I was kind of interested to see what they do for a Slipstream. I was hoping there'd be a bit more to this, and I'm just disappointed, to be honest. So. Next up, we got Quake out of Skullgrin. Everybody knows Skullgrin was shit. No one's pretending that Skullgrin was a good figure at this point, right? Right?
No.
Christ, I hope not. There's probably some people who are like, no, Skullgrin was really good. It's like, no, it was terrible. Jesus Christ. So, Quake, he has 2 new molded Target Masters. I'm shocked. I thought they were just going to be repaints of Spinisters, so that's nice. His robot mode, I'd say, is, I guess, what you'd want. It's pretty accurate. Especially
it's G1 Quake.
Yeah, it's G1 Quake. And then you see the tank mode and you go, oh, okay, yeah, that's out of Skullgrin. But I guess it looks like this is the best version of that mold. Do you agree, Big D?
I hate to, but yeah, it kind of is.
I mean,
the robot mode. No, I mean, Skullgrin at least was a perfectly posable robot mode, and this brings across all that with a head that isn't stuck to like at 2 degrees because it's giant.
Yeah.
And like you said, the fact that we got new molds for his target masters, that's unexpected. But man, that tank.
That tank is it's a tank.
I mean,
tank.
You can't even turn the. I don't think you can even turn the turret. You might be able to turn the piece that forms the top of the turret, but.
Oh, you mean the entire thing? Yeah, I think you can turn the grey bit, but you can't turn
the rest of it. It's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's Orange. What do you think of Quack?
I think a lot. Okay, so first of all, the Target Master figures, Heater and Tip Top,
dude,
they have wonderful sculpts. I'm so surprised that they're different sculpt than Zigzag and Sunbeam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they're remarkable sculpts. Words again, and. Like they have really nice paint apps. I'm so surprised about that, but their articulation is non-existent. That's my problem with modern modern Hasbro figures. They Hasbro don't treat them as actual figures. They're just accessories.
In defense of that, to be fair, Orange, I don't mind that purely on the basis that the original ones didn't do shit either. But
I mean, that's most of G1.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But the frustrating is that I was really hoping that with these, especially with the Target Master Juniors, they might have tried to, because we've seen them. We know that they can do Target Masters that are at least borderline posable, because we've seen what Takara did with the Legends Target Masters.
Yeah, and then there's the modern mini-cons, which are outstanding. Yeah.
I think the problem is you got to accept that Hasbro would not sell a mini. I mean, the Hasbro don't sell the mini-cons. The only way that Hasbro sells the mini-cons is you have to go through the website and get a repaint to get them. I think this is probably the only way that they'd give us the dual Target Masters, because they're not in the market for doing the individual Target Masters like they were for what was it, Siege? Was it Siege the last time they did that?
I mean, at least we are getting some gorgeous sculpts for them with, like you said, so much paint.
I would like to think that since they're smaller characters, Hasbro would be more willing to give them other shots, other tries down the line. But as they are now, for what they are, they're pretty nice. Quake himself, mixed feelings about. Like, I would rather have the tank treads on his shins to be like just half there on the inside and not on this whole shin. But that's a small thing.
Yeah.
In robot mode, he looks really nice. I'm just hoping that he's as tall as Spinister and Needlenose.
How tall is Skullgrin?
Skullgrin is, I think, larger than a typical deluxe.
Yeah, he's
average deluxe, but he doesn't come up there, right? But Quake's thighs look longer than Skullgrin's, so that'll probably help. His legs are probably a lot longer, so I think he will be as tall, but it's just a little fear there. And of course, his alt mode, I cannot say anything good about. I'm sorry, it's atrocious.
I mean, there's some nice detailing on the side skirts.
Look, I just wish that his turret was just his arms. Like that was his thing, right?
The thing is, we know they can do good-looking tanks in the deluxe price point. I mean, hell, his last toy, the Hardhead mold.
And Kingdom, what's his name? Warpath.
Yeah. So we know that they can do a good-looking tank.
And there's no reason why they couldn't have made a good tank and then made that into Skullgrin. Because, I mean, no one knows what the fuck Skullgrin turned into, because he turned into fucking nothing.
Like prioritize the one that actually looked like something.
Yeah, you work off Quake and you make that into a really nice tank, and then you go, okay, how can we tweak this into what the fuck Skullgrin's meant to be? Oh, we just make that a nice tank as well, just a different tank.
Yeah,
that's not accurate, but it would be a good tank still. I don't know.
Yeah,
The
I
bit
think
of it that also worries me is: have you guys seen the Digibash doing the rounds?
No.
I know.
Folks have come up with a theory that this is going to be what the Mayhem Bludgeon is based on,
Ooh.
doing it as the inner robot. And to be fair, the Digibashes into that color scheme, the robot mode, actually does look quite nice in those colors. In that, from the
I could see them doing
original
it.
toy,
I could see them doing
but
that.
it
Makes
just
sense.
feels like, oh man,
Yeah.
And I just noticed the tank treads take up the entire bottom and not just like the sides. Look at that. They're
Yeah.
so close together. What?
That's how tanks work,
can't.
Orange, please. Are you an engineer? No, you don't know how tanks
No, I'm
work.
not. I
fucking
guess
idiot.
not. I think the best version of this mold was the troop builder one. At least
Oh.
that's like a skeletal thing that kind of looks. Yeah, it's supposed to look like nothing because he's a random troop skeleton
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
see, now you pointed out about those treads, I can't unsee that.
you're welcome.
There's no gap in the middle at all.
It's way more like a steamroller, again, strangely enough.
He
weird.
looks like he's standing on his tiptoes trying to reach something, except he's in tank mode and he can't.
And the thing is, me and Andy, we both collect guards, so we're used to tanks that are
Odd.
yes.
No, they don't have a small profile, let's say.
They would look archaic in Passchendaele.
Yeah, true.
And yet they look more like believable tanks than this thing.
Yeah, it's such a weird one.
I believe it.
I'm sure there are people out there that are like, wow, this looks really good. And I think for half price, it looks fine. If this was sold at half price, if it was sold in the UK for £12, I'd be like, that's about a 6 out of 10 figure for £12. 6 out of 10. This has been sold for double that. So that's it's more of a 3 out of 10, I think, from my perspective, at least.
So either one of you just buying it for a tip top and heater? Yeah.
No,
Show of hands. No?
I don't have the income to do that.
Oh, that's fair.
If I see them
pre-ordered
cheap,
them, I
I'll
may
do it.
cancel it, but I'm not sure. However, look at the cover art, the box art. One, you got the two target masters looking hell of a dynamic, and look at the tank. There's actually a gap between the treads.
There is, yeah, it's a good point. The tank looks a little bit better, not much better, but a little like it looks a bit more cohesive as a tank. But CG render those versus the real thing.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the little unposable target masters are the best part of this set.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. XL Hedge says, so disappointed with Quake. 1, target masters can't replace tank cannon. 2, arms aren't made from the turret. 3, and he's a remold instead of his own mold. Now, when are we getting the Autobot double target masters? I think we'll get them at some point. We need a Spinister reissue with actual target masters.
Yeah.
And Quake should be an easy go for tank Megatron Reaper. Oh, no, let's not use this mold again.
Let's see, Hair Splitter and Singe, wasn't that his target masters' names? Yeah, they had Battle Master figures, but they didn't have the proper paint or colors.
Well, one of them you could only get in the Skywarp.
Oh, that's true. Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And the other one, the other one I picked up because he was released just on his own in a random assortment.
He was in Wave 5, which was impossible to get over here in the States.
Yeah.
Very
I think I just like a spare blowpipe with my Spinister. Even for 2 guns, but very, very weird.
Well, next up we have a repaint, which I saw a couple of people on Twitter say, I'm really surprised that they did this. And I thought to myself, what the fuck are you talking about? We've got a redo of animated Optimus Prime into animated Motormaster. He has a new head, and then apart from that, that's about it. So, I have that Botcon Motormaster. This one has a much better axe, but apart from that, it's nearly right. I probably will get this because I think this looks way better. The head is nearly correct. It looks way more accurate than the Armada Optimus Prime version of this figure. I will say as well that the Decepticon insignia is not correct for this figure. But I guess they're trying to not use the BotCon logo, which was more interesting, and Toy Hacks will make a sticker for it, so don't worry about it. I'm saying to myself, obviously. Big D, what do you think of Motormaster? Big Mustachio, the Macho Man Motormaster.
What you gonna do, brother?
That's
Yeah,
what-
this is just silly fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
think it's better than the first version, the Optimus Prime version?
I'm not sure. I mean,
I do.
it's a lovely paint scheme.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's basically Nemesis Prime with added grey, effectively,
Well,
And-
purple.
and bright green.
Hmm.
So that's never a bad look. Looks fine. We know that it poses quite nicely. It's got a nice head sculpt. I suppose the real question is, do we think they're going to do the other animated Sunticons?
No. Not unless
I
they do the
think
other
they will.
animated molds.
I
That's
think
true.
they will. Yeah, eventually. Maybe not in 2 or 3 years, but eventually. Yeah.
I have
Just-
no idea how long it'll take them to get around to doing more animated characters. I mean, if they do those animated characters, yeah, I agree. They'll squeeze them
Yeah.
in. When that'll
he-
happen, I don't know.
I mean, he's not for me, but
Hang
that's
on,
purely because-
hang on. You've got Quake on pre-order, but you don't have this on pre-order.
well, I already have a Motormaster.
Oh my god.
I'm going to get him personally, and he'll be my best Motormaster.
Oh, so
It's
yeah,
fair.
Orange, what do
I
you
might
think of
pick him up
this?
at some point. To be fair, I've been avoiding the animated guys where I can, just for budgetary reasons.
I mean, I started in Anime Shelf. He looks super accurate. He's a better Motormaster than Legacy G1 Motormaster.
Ooh, damn.
He's nice.
Yeah, my it's not really an issue, but I would say I preferred the head sculpt on the original version. Well, you know what I mean, the BotCon version of the figure. But yeah, I'll get this because, like I said, I think this is way better and way more accurate than the animated Optimus Prime, who I didn't like.
And he's a Chin Master. Look at that.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. This head sculpt is actually correct. The one that was done for animated Optimus Prime is just wrong. It doesn't look. It looks like animated Optimus Prime after you've drunk a few and you've seen his slightly overweight aunt and gone, "Oh, she's pretty." Like, oh, you say so. Yeah, this is way more up my alley. XL Hedge says, how many third parties are going to try and make kits for Motormaster to become Menacer? Oh my god, so fucking true. I could see that happening, to be honest. Next up, as well, I wonder if people were surprised by this one. Who fucking knows with people these days? It is the Galvatron version of Armada Megatron. I will say this looks very nice. However, this will be a mediocre figure unless someone makes a third-party upgrade kit for the shoulders. Because I think this figure is very good once you get that upgrade kit. And it's very mid if you don't get that.
Yeah, I still need to order a set of shoulders for my Megatron, to be fair.
I highly recommend doing it because I hate it not having shoulders. I think it's absolutely ridiculous it didn't. But this color scheme, I always like this color scheme. Always thought it was neat. I think. Do I prefer this color scheme? I don't know. Maybe I might prefer this color scheme to the standard Megatron. Orange, what do you think? Do you like this Galvatron or do you prefer Megalotron?
Depends on the day.
Today, I'm asking today.
Today?
Yeah,
you know what?
head.
Sure, let's go for Galvatron today. Why not?
You've pre-ordered this already, I assume, yeah?
I have, yeah. He has a nice maroon and lavender and whatever that white is. And yeah, he's soft on the eyes. He's nice and pleasant, and he'll go great with Tidal Wave, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Big D, what do you think of the repaint of Galvatron, Megatron? You know,
I mean, anyone who didn't expect it needs to have possibly seek help for the concussion they've clearly received.
I think I'm learning, Big D, to just not be surprised by anything I see on Twitter. I just need to have lower expectations for human beings in general. I thought it was already pretty low.
That's fair. I mean, he looks great. I mean, it's a lovely color. It's always been a really nice color scheme. That, like you say, that deep burgundy red on the head with the gold gives a much more regal aspect than the more maniacal original version. And that lavender's quite nice with that off cream color for most of the tank parts. It's really nice. I probably won't be getting this unless I see it on sale somewhere.
I think you will. I believe you would.
That's purely me. I mean, I only picked up the Armada the Megatron figure because he was dirt cheap. I hadn't planned on getting him originally because I wasn't sure it justified the price. This possibly justifies it slightly more because it is a much nicer color scheme overall.
Yeah.
Like you guys are saying. And honestly, it's also the version of the character from one of my favorite scenes in the entire franchise.
Ooh, okay.
When he and Prime wail on each other for like 10 minutes at the end of Armada.
Oh, like that one scene that looks like your standard MMORPG with PvP, just hitting each other until one of them falls down. Yeah.
Well, the one where Prime runs along a staff, Megatron swings at him, and then spin kicks off the end of it at him.
You're welcome, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah, like I say, I'll only be getting this if I can guarantee the shoulder upgrades, and probably like Big D if I can get it for a discount of some description.
Yeah, I mean, shoulder upgrades are an inevitability. They're gonna be done for him, and probably now that we know what Tidal Wave looks like and how heavy he's going to be on them as well, any shoulder upgrades will probably be a bit better engineered as well, and more able to take all the weight. So
I think the ones I have on my Megatron, they're pretty tight. So I think.
I mean, I've not had any issues in all fairness about existing ones, but I know that some people did have a concern not knowing how hefty Tidal Wave was going to be.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Yeah. XL says Armada Thundercracker in quotations when. That's a good question. Hopefully, when they do it, they'll fix the QC issues that mold had, because that mold had a lot of QC issues. Many people had QC issues with that Armada's Starscream. It was either the legs would come off if you twisted them, or it was the arms would come off with the mushroom pegs. And there was also a tendency that when you had him in jet mode, like I don't think the legs clipped into anything, so they would just kind of flop down. So, yeah, hopefully those will be fixed. You must be lucky because apparently a lot of people had that issue. I hear.
Yeah, I'd love for him to have the Skywalk repaint though with the alternate head.
That'd be nice.
Release decos that actually make sense. Nah, let's just let's just reveal another Quake and.
And
Slipstream,
you know. No one likes Armada, so he is a shitty Cyberverse figure and Quake. Here's another pointless repaint. Very, very pointless repaint. This is Metal Hawk, Kingdom Metal Hawk that has been slightly repainted. It is different. It's just not very different. Nothing else has been changed. So, Big D, what do you think of this very minor change to... I mean, I don't think you can tell what the difference is unless you have a side-by-side of these up on hand.
Have they added some silver paint around his knees?
I know for a fact that the gold color is a little bit more yellowy than the last one. The last one was more of a whiter gold.
The colors feel a little more saturated.
Yes,
that's I wouldn't have called that justification for a re-release because
I don't think the figure sold well to begin with.
Well, here's the thing. This one's supposed to be. And this makes no sense. Colored off of the shell and not the inner bot like the original was colored. Right? I don't know why, but that's what this is supposed to be.
Who was fucking smoking crack at Hasbro when they said that?
Good lord!
Ah, yes, this is the shell colors. What do you mean they're the same colors? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, like I guess if you said that for Octopunch's shell and Robot Mode, I'd go, yeah, okay. Or Bludgeon's shell and his Robot Mode, I'd go, oh, yeah, okay. That makes sense. I don't know why you do it, but okay, I get it. This is. Hey, did you not get him the first time round? You can get him this time round. Okay, that's cool. Fine. Yeah, fine. Whatever. I like I said, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing this figure on sale for a while and a big discount. But here he is again. So Rock and roll.
Well, I mean, if I see him at a heavy discount store like Ross, I'm still going to pass on him. I hate
Well, if you already own him, why would you buy him again?
yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, well, I have a Metal Hawk that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. And this is like barely different.
Mm.
Unless Big D, you were desperate for the shell colors, I guess.
Not really.
No, why would you be?
I mean,
Sorry,
for one, I have the Titan, the Power for Prime's little dude who can do that easily enough.
Yeah. Sorry, Orange. What were you going to say? Were you going to say something?
I kind of feel bad for any of the designers in case this is like a passion project of theirs, but why?
This is about as much passion as I have for getting out of bed in the morning. But yeah, I guess I'll do it. Fine. There you go. So next up we have the, in quotations, leader Soundwave that comes with a rumble, a buzzsaw, and a ravage. And Orange told me that this was basically the leader buzzsaw set.
Pretty much.
Leader buzzsaw.
Leader buzzsaw.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Yep.
So, if you didn't know, people listening or whatever the show, this is the Earthrise Soundwave. So it's based off the Siege Soundwave mold, but then was tweaked a little bit so it could turn into a cassette player. Not amazingly well, but I know people really wanted it for whatever reason. Now you can get it this way. It's the Studio Series Rumble? Question mark?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which buzzsaw is which laser beak is this?
It's the one that came with the.
Oh yeah, the Netflix. Yeah.
Oh, so that's the Netflix one, the Earthrise version. Okay, and then it's the Siege Ravage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's slightly different deco than either the Siege one or the Netflix one. I don't know why he's here. I just why not like Howlback or something? I don't know. He's here.
Yeah, this. I mean, maybe if you don't have any of these, this is not too bad of a value pack. Maybe, I don't know, but this is please stop buying these, people, because it just like I say that because it'll just keep Hasbro doing more of this in the future. I don't like this funding this kind of business practice, and if you fund it, you're gonna basically legitimize them doing it more and more in the future, and I don't like this. I don't like this at all, personally.
Well, we know that they're just going to redo this guy again for Studio Series 86 Soundwave.
Yeah.
With slightly tweaked paint again.
Yeah.
I have to preface this by saying some of my collecting practices are really stupid and really like, why do you do that? But I cannot go with this Rumble figure because Rumble never was in this color in the cartoon or the comic or the toy line. This is Toy Line Frenzy's color, but since it's labeled as Rumble, my mind refuses to go for it. I can't because it's labeled as Rumble.
I still hate that those tapes. That Rumble Frenzy mode has no elbows.
Don't remind me.
I cannot get beyond that. It's when Rewind and the Ejector come with Blaster have elbows, and Frenzy and Rumble don't, purely to accommodate the pile drivers.
I would forgive the pile drivers not actually pile driving if he had elbows. He was almost there. He was almost my favorite Studio Series figure, but yeah, the lack of elbows and this figure, of course, he's named Rumble for some reason, even though the blue Rumble was actually lavender and light blue instead of.
Yeah, I was going to ask if this was more like lavender version of Rumble, would it be a bit better in your eyes? Just because it's at least show accurate.
I mean, no, because I already have a show accurate Rumble.
Yeah.
I mean, if he look, I'm just saying I have stupid collection practices. If he was just labeled Frenzy, I would be okay with actually getting the whole set, even though I don't care for the Ravage and I already have the Soundwave for Frenzy and Buzzsaw. Yeah, I'll get it, but not for Rumble and like a frenzy colored Rumble and Buzzsaw. I can't do it. Like I said, it's the leader class Buzzsaw.
Yeah.
And Friends.
I mean, that's pretty much why I pre-ordered it, because I just want Buzzsaw.
No.
I've been waiting for a Buzzsaw figure for like the last 5 years.
You're the reason why everything's terrible.
I know, and also Hobby in Japan screwed me on the Decepticon bridge set, so I don't have that Soundwave either. So
it's not even a good Soundwave.
I mean,
but it's still probably the best we're going to get, 86.
Yeah, I mean, if it's only to hold you off till Studio Series 86, go for it. But I mean, it's a hard sell. Even
the worst of those is going to make people trying to get hold of the Condor Laserbeak. It's just going to be so much harder because he can only be gotten in like 2 very hard to find sets.
True, and like the Siege version is like the Cybertronian one with like his visor,
right.
And the one with actually 2 eyes is only in the. Oh, actually, he is in the Takara one, the set.
He is, but that set is again really hard to get hold of.
Yeah, and the Netflix set. Those
and again, really hard to get hold of.
Yeah, exactly. So what can you do? It's just Buzzsaw now. Buzzsaw's a standard retail release. Congratulations.
Excel Hedge says Soundwave with 3 cassettes. Yeah, that's worth leader price. Better than how they are currently doing Blaster. Yeah. Excel Hedge also says Rumble is red, Frenzy is blue, except no other truths. That should be a tattoo on someone.
I personally just go for whatever the name is on the package. That's what bothers me about that. Like, the red guy from Siege is Rumble. The blue guy the lavender guy from Studio Series is Rumble. This guy I will avoid because, well, he wouldn't fit anywhere in my collection.
And next up, we have the full reveal of the GoBot set. I talked about last time at some other point. The green version of Warpath, the orange and pink version of Gears, and now we have the full reveal of the blue version of Cosmos. I talked about these. I'm not really going to say anything. I'll just quickly say, because I didn't say anything on Blue Cosmos. Blue Cosmos is blue. That's it. What about you two? Big D, do you like this set of kind of uninspired figures? Or what do you think?
Treads looks very minty.
He does, yes. Yeah, an After 8, definitely. Orange?
I adore them. I already pre-ordered them, and my GoBot shelf is about to double with them. So, yay. Yeah, I got 3. I got the Bug Bite, the Mercenary from Earthrise. I got Crasher and Road Ranger.
At least this one has one with a repainted face. Remolded face.
Yeah, that's fair.
One has something to him. I'm not a big fan of these. I said it before.
I mean, it's nice that they're doing these.
Is it? Why is it nice?
Because there are people who have a fondness for GoBots, you know? And it would be nice if they had an original sculpt, but that's not really going to happen nowadays. To at least give folks repaints of pretty decent figures, lest we forget, that do look like the characters, more or less. That's something.
And there's 2 things I like in particular about this. Number one, there's that flag that Cosmos had. It's repainted into the Guardian insignia.
Yeah,
oh, is it? Okay, that's
awesome. And on the box, I just noticed this: the GoBots logo
that's
there
true.
on the box.
The actual GoBots logo is on the box. Yeah, I've got unfortunately nothing to say about these. So I'll quickly move us on to Not Missing Link, Optimus Prime Deluxe. I think this was a poorly timed reveal. I think this should have been shown off next year to take the sting out of the people who've spent like 100 or so.
Yeah.
When they could have spent like 20 quid or something instead. Okay, so Orange, what do you think of this version of Optimus Prime, another version, and how do you think it compares to Missing Link?
Oh, it's glorious. Okay, so I speaking of passion projects, I know for a fact that this is, I think, Mark's passion project, and it is. No, normally, I wouldn't like Optimus Prime's this size, of course, scale and everything, but I think it fits because it's a G1 toy Optimus Prime, and it's basically the budget missing link, right? It's sure it's all plastic and like what PVC tires, I think. I don't know, but this guy looks like a great figure, and it has like the take the smokestacks off, and you got like little 5mm ports to stick your weaponizers on or something, right? It even has the modern gimmick, so like it's a really good figure. I mean, of course, I'm not going to pre-order it because of my stupid scale stuff, but I think it's outstanding. Yeah.
Big D.
I agree. I mean, I'm still up in the air if I'm going to get one or not, but the fact that it's going to be out as an option for folks. Your point is well taken, but the timing could have been better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the missing link figure by all accounts, because I've seen a few folks who have one in hand, and it does a lot of it. This one doesn't necessarily. It looks a lot nicer. But for the price point, the price difference, I mean, the missing link cab on its own is minimum 60 quid.
Yeah.
This is going to be 25.
It's what 5 times or 1/5 the price of missing link. Yeah.
Oh, depending if you have the trailer, like Big D said.
If you want a trailer, you're talking 100 quid minimum.
Yeah. I thought it was like 120. Was it only 100?
I
can't remember.
You might be right, Andy. Yeah, it was a lot for what you were getting.
Yeah.
Oh, and this one is apparently trailer compatible. I was thinking Earthrise, and what's great about it is because Earthrise trailer, in my opinion, was so undersized it would look ridiculous on Earthrise Prime. It would look perfect on this guy, right?
I've seen a few folks say about it. I'm sure there's a picture or two doing rounds of it with that trailer, and it's just like, that's pretty perfect.
I actually bought this figure because I wanted a proper scale trailer for him.
Right.
That's a great justification. I wonder, like, in terms of articulation, does this do everything that Missing Link does? Because I'm not sure. It looks like it does.
It might not have the ab crunch.
Yeah. It looks like it does have the ab crunch.
Oh, it might.
It looks like it might. It's got the skirt moves up at least, so you can pose the legs. Maybe not. Yeah, it looks like it might have the ab crunch, but it might not as well.
I'm not sure if it's got a waist swivel, to be fair.
Oh, that's a good point.
I think it does.
I think the waist swivel is hidden. You know where the big skirt piece is going over his balls? I think if you lift that up, that's where the waist swivel is. It's like where his dick and balls are connecting to his torso, probably.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's going to be fun to open up and just dig into the engineering to see what you can do with it, you know?
Yeah, I think this looks less clean. Let's say, it looks less clean than Missing Link because the pieces don't look like they go together as nicely. They're clearly big gaps like around the front of the cab mode, and you've got the translucent side windows, which for some reason the translucent side windows plastic goes up onto the top of the roof, and I don't know why.
A little bit of red paint there, which couldn't have broken the body, could it?
Why are these not just separate bits of translucent plastic pushed into the red frame? I don't know. That's a bizarre bit of engineering. I'm sure there's like a manufacturing reason. It just looks a bit weird. Yeah. It just looks a bit odd to me. But I think generally, again, this shouldn't have came out now. This should have came out in a year's time. So when in a year's time, people would have gone, oh, I could get a budget version of Missing Link. Thank God I didn't spend all that money on it back then. or they've spent the money and they go, oh, I can have, I've got the Missing Link version. And now I can have this one to like fiddle around with and mess around with and I don't know, throw at a wall or something. I don't know.
It's worth a note, though, that his ion gun can actually fit in his hand.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, the Missing Link version had to be toy accurate, so and I didn't mention it comes with a energy axe as well, which just does the usual thing of just cupping over the hand for obvious reasons. That's fine. I think this is okay. I guess we'll see a few repaints of this because, hey, it's an Optimus Prime. So I wonder if we'll get a cartoon accurate head version of the toy. Missing Link did it, so maybe they'll do it here as well. Excel Hedge says, no, we have Missing Link at home. I guess this is Missing Link at home.
Brilliant.
Gosh.
Excel Hedge, which one's which? In your eyes, which one's which? Because I'm not sure. Because this, I don't know. Excel Hedge also says, the Optimus screams to me to be the upcoming studio series that'll come with a full trailer set. No, this won't be the studio series. The studio series is, unless they go, hey, we're going to have a deluxe and a trailer for leader price point. No, Commander. Wait, was Prime listed as a leader or commander for studio series?
Which one? Studio Commander.
Okay, no, I don't think they do that for this. Though that would be funny. That would be funny. So yeah, we're getting another Optimus Prime in not too distant future. We know this. It's coming. But if you,
I think they done it like this to make it distinct enough from the Studio Series Prime to justify maybe someone buying both. Because they have totally different places in your collection.
Yeah, there ain't no way you'd pick this up and be like, yeah, this is the one from the animated movie. I'd be like, hey, what? What the hell? And we have Jay saying it does have an ab crunch. Oh, it does have an ab crunch. We don't see it in these images, but I'll take. It looks like it does. I just don't see an ab crunch here. But I'll take your word for it. And that's good. If that's the case, then it looks like it pretty much does everything that the Missing Link does. It's good for the price point at the very least. So next up, we have the reveal that 6.0 gave of the comic 2-pack of Flame and Emerald Zaron. Flame is a repaint of the Gamer Edition Megatron, and Emerald Zaron is... I heard someone say it was the reflector mold. Is it not?
Yep.
It is a reflector mold, the Siege reflector mold. Earthrise? Siege?
Yeah, I was
Siege,
I was trying to work out what figure it's based on, and then someone showed a picture of it scrunched up into the cube of reflector, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, now, I did think the announcement video was kind of funny, because it did seem like kind of corporate-y. Like, don't say anything negative, because it was like, we have him in all of his glory. We have Emerald Zaron for the first time in all of his glory in his alt mode, and then they showed the picture of the alt mode, and I was like... Bro.
Yeah.
Bro, come on. That is a really shitty alt mode. It's a really
now
bad
we
alt
know
mode.
why he never showed up.
It wasn't pain, it was embarrassment.
Yeah. It was like, no, I don't have one, bro. I don't have one. Jesus. I will say that they've tried to do something with the reflector mold to make it not reflector, but it does come across to me like Skullgrin's alt mode, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
If we're talking about just the
he has a turning turret. He's much better than Skullgrin.
That's true.
I think this alt mode is a lot better on reflector because it seemed like just a little frigate in the Decepticon Space Navy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is...
I don't know what this is. It looks weird. It looks very strange. I will say we don't, for some reason, here on this spread, we don't have a good image of the robot mode. I think the robot mode actually looks pretty accurate. And if you're a comic fan, I think this is what you would want generally from an Emerald Zaron, because they're not going to make a unique mold for him. They're definitely not going to make a unique mold for Flame. I don't think Flame looks as good, but maybe that's just because I think the Flame looks shit to begin with, but we'll get into that. So,
Andy, I've just pinged you an image that 6.0 posted of Zaron without the extra vehicle bits, just pose. And he what, sorry? And he just looks, to me at least, he looks spot on without any of the extra bits attached to him. So
here we go.
Yeah, it has the landing struts still.
Not in the robot mode image. Can you send it to Orange as well, or are you not able to do that, Big D?
Let me see.
If you can't, I can do it. But yeah, as an individual robot without the extra gubbins and bits, this is what you would want from an Emerald Zaron, because like I said, he's not going to get a unique mold to him. That's fine. I like the comic, in quotations, comic detailing that they're doing on these figures. The kind of comic shading, I think that's quite fancy, quite neat. Looks good.
Yeah.
for the most part. Okay, we'll go with Orange. Orange, what do we think of this 2-pack set? What do we think of Flame and Zaron? Do we like them?
Actually, this is my favorite reveal of the week. I adore them. They're amazing. I mean, as doofy as Sauron's alt mode is, I think it could be fan moded into something pretty cool. I think that as bad as that Gamer Edition Megatron mold is, I think it's more suited to Flame because it's too scrawny and small, not fit for like a chunky boy like War for Cybertron game Megatron, right?
Okay.
So for it to be used as Flame, I think is perfect. I mean, he's not 100% accurate, of course, to the comic, but I think if you're going to use a current mold for him, this makes him outstanding. This mold. And funny thing, I saw the little black stripe on Zaron's cannon in alt mode, and it like at first glance it looked like it was chrome, the whole like barrel shaft, but it was just the paint on it it wasn't actually a reflection.
You got bamboozled.
I did, but it's still pretty gorgeous. The colors, the colors, they're pretty. I mean, I think Zaron was supposed to be like a virtual Megatron repaint in the original, but he was like too short. So that I suppose this was the best mold for him, considering that we didn't have a Megatron, a recent Megatron mold that was this size. So I understand why he's this mold, but.
Have people seen the digibash of this into Missing Link Megatron? Zaron, I mean.
Oh, I haven't seen
a picture. Yeah, so someone made it. So it was the Megatron with the black head, and then obviously because Zaron has the chest that looks like Megatron's chest, and they just kind of painted it up because they're not making a good Megatron, obviously, and they said this would be a good Megatron to go along with the Missing Link Legacy Optimus Prime, and I went, oh yeah, that could work. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that.
I could see that, yeah.
If done properly, then I can see it. But it would have to.
It was a digibash, so you know.
Yeah, it would have to have some retooling involved. It would.
Yeah, the digibash didn't. It was just the Megatron head plopped on. I see what you're saying. Big D, what do you think of this? Do you like it?
I have to say, as someone who collected all of these comics back in the day. I got really excited when I saw this. I was just like, oh. And I pre-ordered it as soon as I was able to. Because, one, I never thought I'd have a Zaron figure in my collection. And I never thought I'd have Flame in my collection. And are they perfect? No. Are they probably as good as we were likely to get? Absolutely. And the paint on them both looks brilliant.
Yeah.
And, that Picture 60 poster that I shared with you with Zaron without any of the tank bits in the arms behind his back pose, that is the character as I always pictured him in the comics.
Sure, yeah.
So to be able to have, Flame's a bonus to my mind. I'm buying the set mainly for Zaron. Flame.
I think most people are. I don't know why. I think Zaron's known a little bit more than Flame, mostly. I don't know if that's unfair to say, all right.
Flame was a one-story villain.
Yeah.
It was a great story and freaky as hell for a kid back in the 80s. And he had a pretty great design, to be fair. One that would, the original version at least, one that would be a pain in the ass to try and replicate in plastic in any era.
Honestly, I like Flame better. Sorry, go ahead.
No, after you, please.
I'm not familiar with either characters, but I can't help but love the fire types.
That's fair.
See, my issue with Flame is I think he looks like too much like Hot Rod, Hot Shot. That kind of the way that the colors being done. Also, the stripy pants, little fire pants look a little bit strange. I think they've replicated him well enough. I think it was also funny in the 6.0 video for the announcement that I don't know whether I felt it was implied that he was saying that they accurately transitioned his alt mode correctly, and they showed that this toy, and then the next shot was from the comic, and I was like, bro, they don't look the same. But maybe that was me misinterpreting his words. But I thought, again, like I said, I thought that was funny. I just don't like his design. I think it's a bit too hot rod. It's a bit too hot rod for me.
Question, D.
Yeah.
Which came first, hot rod or flame?
Hot rod.
Hot rod? Okay, headcanon here. Flame is a hot rod fan, and he got his paint job to look exactly like hot rod.
Well, do you actually want to know Flame's kind of his backstory?
Is he an alternate version of Hot Rod who didn't get the Matrix, and he became a villain?
That
Fueled
would be
with
cool.
rage and hatred from for failing Optimus Prime, he turned into a fucking
I helped
tank.
you, Prime. I helped you.
And you wouldn't let me become the leader. Fuck you.
That would be hilarious. But no, he's a mad scientist. He was an old colleague of Zaron who had a plan to reignite Cybertron's engines. It used to be Cybertron has engines.
Cybertron has a real fucking problem with mad scientists.
It does.
Oh,
But
yeah.
at least this one was an Autobot, not Decepticon.
Yeah.
But,
Are you kidding? Wheeljack invented Dominator discs. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Wheeljack is a little bit of a terrorist.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
But bear that in mind, Wheeljack is
sanctioned terrorist.
is what the Autobots consider a sane mad scientist.
Yeah.
Flame is the one who went bonkers, hid himself away for millions of years, killed an entire city and raised them from the dead,
Ooh.
and used them as a slave workforce.
Can
And
you enslave something that's dead?
Well, when you kill them and bring them back, but they still their brains can still remember who they are.
Okay. So they're not like zombies. So they are kind of still alive.
They're kind of because he resurrected Impactor after he got half his body blown away.
There's a moral discussion there.
Died. But it's fine. Impactor then shot him in the forehead with his spear line.
All right.
City of the Dead. It's a great series to read.
Oh, I've heard of that one. I haven't read it, obviously, but I've heard
Has
of it.
Tripticon being absolutely hilarious and Ultra Magnus being traumatized.
To resurrect people from the dead like that, just to use them as a tool, that's evil.
I think it's practical, isn't it? then they're not around. They may as well do something. They're just taking up space, isn't it?
I
Lazy
mean, yeah,
layabouts being dead and all.
I don't think you should talk about your fellow zombies like that.
Help proceed the species. Don't
just-
be a layabout. Don't be lazy.
Oh, they even kept the bad pun from the original comic art cover art.
Which
Brilliant.
one?
Under Pressure. It came out at the same time as Bowie and Queen did their version.
Oh, I thought that was just the title of the comic that this was referencing.
It was, but also,
Oh.
him squeezing them, and there was a whole thing where a lot of comic covers in the 80s referenced music at the time.
Who's
And if you
the robot who's not Ultra Magnus who's blue?
That's Broadside. That's Comics Broadside.
What the fuck? That's Broadside?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Hey, looks
I
nothing
want
like
to
the
figure
Broadside I
it
know.
out now, Hasbro. I actually, after Commander Class Sunbow Broadside, I want a Leader Class of this Broadside.
Yeah.
I think they'll do a comic Springer. I could see that. After the new one comes out, they'll just slap some
That'd
green
be
on
nice.
his face.
One that's a lot more green.
Yeah, I can see
Yellow
it happening.
arms? Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting big flashback though to the Transformers and Action Force.
Where's the Action Force in this set? Lies.
Oh, that was just what was on the comic. Had
the
Action
lies.
Force as half the story was half of it Transformers, half of it Action Force.
I like how it says Takara Tomy as well. What have they done for this? What have you even done?
Under Rodimus Prime's head as well.
Very
Weird.
sad looking Rodimus Prime. Rodimus Prime looking like he should be going to bed a little bit earlier.
I mean, you've just described Rodimus Prime all the time.
Yeah, pretty much. He needs to go to
Especially-
bed.
especially in the Marvel UK comics, where he got very, very sad.
Okay. Very sad, Rodimus. Anything else anyone wants to say? What was your favorite reveal then? Big D, what was your favorite reveal? I'm pretty sure you'll say it was this 2-pack, right?
It was, I'm afraid, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Orange, what was your favorite? Was yours the 2-pack?
Same here. Yeah, same here, to be honest.
For me, I think... what was my favorite reveal?
Your least hated? How's that?
Yeah, that's probably an easier way to think about it.
I didn't like which one's the one I like. There were a few that I hated. That is true. But I didn't hate all of them.
Don't say.
Yeah, some of them just feel half-assed, to be honest. Probably the one I hated the least, if we want to go down that road, was the 2-pack as well. I thought the missing link is good. Like I say, it's just coming out at the wrong time. It just feels like a slap in the face to a lot of people, I would imagine. I like the Motormaster as well. And then, man, there's a lot of repaints. And then there's not Overlord, what's his name? What's his name? The shitty tank dude. Fuck. Quake. Man, then there's Quake. And then there's Slipstream. Jesus. Yeah. Woof. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So probably the 2-pack, even though it's not something I want, I think it's kind of a neat pack, and it's nice that people are having the ability to finally be able to pick up Zaron and to a way lesser extent Flame. The last bit of news, there's not really much to talk about here. Toronto, we've got TFCon coming July the 12th to the 14th. Stan Bush is coming. You want to see the man that did the soundtrack, well, some of the soundtrack to the original movie, the good movie, probably the best Transformers movie. You can go and see him. And that's fun, right?
Yeah.
Of course. And that's it. That's our show, everybody. I would ask what everybody's been up to this week, but we have ran out of time, I'm afraid. So thank you very much, Orange, for coming on by. Where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found?
On most social medias at Keshmar Orange, KESHMAR, orange as in the color. And on Twitch as Orangeitis. That's exactly how you would spell inflammation of the orange.
I've never asked, how often do you stream?
I haven't streamed yet.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
being a lazy little dork there. I will. I swear. I will eventually.
You need to get into the rhythm. You need to set up a schedule and just stick to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you, Big D, for coming on by. Where can people find you on the internet, Big D? Where's your streaming service at?
I don't currently have one, sadly.
Hateful.
The closest I get is I run the Fluff and Hammer Discord's monthly watch along. And this weekend, myself and Mr. White we did our first attempt. We streamed Ultramarine.
And
we talked over it.
Nice.
Which was entertaining.
Is there any way people can see it since it's already aired? Or
I've sent Mr. Gruff the recording, so hopefully he'll put it up on the Fluff and Hammer, and it'll be an option for people to, if you have Ultramarine and you want to listen to two idiots talk over it and yammer about weird factoids about its development and go on wild tangents.
Is it just a discussion for the length of the movie, or does it go beyond it? Because the movie's not very long.
We started a little before the movie. We spent about 20 minutes before the film talking, and then maybe 20 minutes afterwards.
Okay, all right.
But it was fun. We've asked the group if anyone wants to do it or themselves, or if they have film ideas they'd like to hear us natter over. So we'll see how that goes. And I should probably look into streaming at some point, shouldn't I? Do something like that.
If you want,
everyone seems to be doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be lazy and forgetful like me. I almost forgot. It's Father's Day today.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Yeah. All of you hardworking dads and whatnot.
Yeah.
Good work, boys, lads. Right. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube as Decayed Andy. Corpses, not like time period, never forget. On Moonbase 2, Transformers Podcast, Twitch, my Twitch, YouTube is Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast, Libsyn, iTunes, Facebook, all those places, and on the ccbunker.weebly.com. Now, depending on what comes next week, we might do what we were meant to do this week, which is talk about Beast Wars, but I was shocked that we actually got this news to talk about. But I can't imagine there'll be more news. But if there's more news, we'll be talking about that. And if there's no news, we'll probably get these two lads on again to do what we were originally meant to do and talk about the Beast Wars line of figures.
Now you've said it, it's probably going to be another bonkers week of reveals, isn't it?
I'm all right with that.
Absolutely.
I'm all right with getting new reveals for Transformers. That's fine
fair,
by me.
yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
But thank you, everybody, for coming on by. Thank you to my guests as well. And until next time, we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.